Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Ooh. So today's Monday. You know what that means? Motivational Monday. So this week, I really want to focus on loving yourself first and foremost. So just like, let's backtrack a little bit. The first week I did was, putting yourself first, I believe. Not putting yourself first. It was learning to understand that things don't always happen the way you plan it out. Accepting that when things change, all of a sudden that you don't have control over it. Having not only a backup plan, but just knowing that life will change unexpectedly, and it is unfair. It is just the worst, but it happens. It's what you do afterwards that makes a big difference. The next one was learning to say no. Sometimes you gotta say no to certain things, to certain people. You gotta learn that, your no me knows. Your decisions should be about your happiness, about what you want. Do you know where I'm going with this? Okay. I will let you guys know at the end. So today, it is all about loving yourself before loving someone else. When I watched the David and Liza breakup video, I legit was in tears. And it wasn't so much of them breaking up, because I know they're still gonna be really close. It was mostly of what she said. And from watching her vines, watching their videos, you don't think that she's someone that would have problems loving herself, or it will be hard for her, or anything like that. Not that you think it will come easy, but it's just not one of those things that I was like, oh, this, you just don't know. And I guess it's like social media, but those people, people who don't seem like they have some type of problem, they probably do. So watching that video just reminded me, whoa, this girl is so right. I needed to hear that. As sad as the situation was, what she said, I hope so many people took the same thing out of it, that you can love so many people, you can show love, but you can't truly love someone if you can't love yourself, if you don't know how to love yourself. You need to take a break sometimes and get back to your self before you can keep going on. And sometimes it may come easier just to do for other people. And then when someone compliment you or say, oh my gosh, you're such an amazing person, you don't believe it. You're like, what? No. Or you're beautiful. What? No. And it is a heartbreaking thing to hear or see someone who is obviously just awesome, but don't believe in themselves. And I just want this week to be focused on loving yourself and believing in yourself first and foremost, because it is so important. If you don't, and for me, what I have, I've pushed it a little bit further, not just loving yourself or before loving someone else, but in order to know how to accept love from someone else, in order for me to truly feel like someone loves me that is not just my family, I need to make sure I love myself. Let me break it down. If you have no, I'm not great, if you have all those things, negative things about yourself in your mind already, no matter what someone tells you, no matter how hard someone loves you, it will be hard for you to totally get that and totally understand or believe it. There will always be some type of, oh no, you're joking. And it might seem like a joke, but underneath it all, you really don't believe it. And unfortunately, it makes it hard for the other person, because then they start feeling, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or something right. What is wrong? So you can't truly not only love someone, but you can't accept that love if you don't know how to love yourself. Because loving yourself, man, it's I can now reciprocate that love to everyone else. I can now show everyone else that love that I have for myself. And because I have loved myself for so long, I know how it feels for me to be loved. I know what it means for me to be loved. I know what it requires for me to be loved. Therefore, when someone is bringing love to me, I can kind of sense, yeah, okay, you love me and I love you and I'm awesome and we're great together. But if I don't know that about myself, if I don't believe anything about myself like that, how am I gonna believe if someone truly loves me? And it just gonna makes everything so difficult. And that's why it's so important to truly love yourself and to make sure you accept yourself. Acceptance, another title for another video. But it's so important because we, especially with social media, we see what people want us to see and we show what we want people to see. We don't show when we're going through depression, when we're sad, when we're lonely. Sometimes people do, but then there's a big backlash about it, you know. But it is truly important to make sure you put yourself on a pedestal. You put yourself on a pedestal. That's what I'm trying to get at. And sometimes it's okay to be selfish in the light of, I need to take a step back from dating. I need to take a step back from this, from maybe work or just whatever it is, and focus on me. Focus on my mental state. Focus on me making sure that I'm okay. Because if I'm not okay, all that smiling and that laughing and happiness that you see, it's not real, and I'm really hurting inside. And it is a big step. It is one of the hardest things to finally come to that realization that you need to take a step back and focus on yourself and truly get back to loving who you are. Because if you can't, how you expect to love someone else? How would you know what to expect out of love from someone else? And it is the hardest thing to do, but it is so worth it. It's required. I suggest that everyone take a break, look in the mirror, okay, not just on appearance. And you know, you can look great, but still really have some issues going on internally. It is not always about appearance. Weight loss does not guarantee happiness. Surgery does not guarantee happiness. That's why people keep getting them done. So it has to start within. It truly does. And that's what I want this whole week to be about. Starting within, looking at yourself, loving yourself, and then putting all of that love that you found for yourself and putting out into the world, because it will become a better place. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope someone out there who needed to hear it, because I know that I'm not, you're not alone. I'm not alone. We're all going through something in this world, and sometimes it is okay to just say, I'm gonna focus on me and love myself forever. Alright guys, bye.